welcome back to Ches99's channel. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm breaking a 4-4. I'm talking about myself in third person, which is weird. What's even weirder is no one commenting in the comment section and no one smashing the like button because I've recovered from my cold and I'm back. I listened the other day, all banged up and finished, and now I'm back, Godfrey. You know what I'm saying? I'm back today. David's here. He's studying, so he's probably just like cooking some food or something. So he'll come back any minute now, very shortly. Make sure, Godfrey, and everyone who joins, smash the like button as well. I know a lot of you loyal fans or loyal subscribers smash the like button, but David is here. We're talking Chelsea, and I wanted to make it a more rational show where me and David can decipher each other's opinions. Not too long of a show, so it's really good content, insightful for you guys in the chat to engage with, to enjoy. So make sure that you're smashing the like button as well, man. Let me sort my setup here. Lovely stuff. I just need everyone to comment, smash the like button, and make sure as you enter, love Godfrey, man. Because you're always here, Godfrey. I might make you a moderator. So if you can give me your URL to Godfrey, type in your YouTube URL below in the comments, and I will make sure you're a moderator because you're usually always in my chat. I really appreciate that, man. So I want you to be able to push out the likes, block people who say mad things or whatever. So anybody who's on the playback, if you're a loyal subscriber, you get those privileges, and I hope that you will enjoy that and you enjoy that. Today's show is gonna be an interesting one. I want to sneeze, chat, but I can't. It's tapped. Woo! It's peak. I wanna talk about something because obviously I was listening to my good friend Judge Mo earlier. Bless you. Send me a URL and I'll get that sorted out for you, bro. Yeah, we'll get it sorted out. But yeah, today I was listening to Judge Mo's show. I did a 15-minute segment in Chelsea, and a lot of them were saying that they're gonna base Chelsea's season based off one game. So that was a debate. So if you can base Chelsea's season off Nottingham Forest away, Chelsea must go there and win to secure UCL, or if they draw, they have to rely on other teams dropping points to make the Champions League. So the debate was on the show that Chelsea's season ultimately comes down to the objectives because it's finally in the balance. Some people don't know whether to rate it or to not rate it. Does that make sense? So some people are saying, regardless of the result, I don't rate the manager. Okay? Some people are saying, well, if we get Champions League, that's the objective done. I'm happy with that. And that's what I'm going to ask David when he comes on. And in the chat, I want to get your opinions on that and understand, do you agree with that take? Or do you think that's a bit stupid or a bit harsh? Like, that's what I want to know from you lot. That's what I want to know from you lot, to be honest with you. Do you think it's a stupid take? Do you think it's unfair? I want to get you lots of opinions. Because I think it's finally in the balance between what you can distinguish from the season or not. But a lot of people have varying degrees on that. David's saying 1 second. So you're back in 1 second, guys. No worries. But that was the debate. Can all three of you in the chat, can you smash the like button for me? I need to get this out to more people. I want at least 15 people on this live, 20 people in this live. David's here. Let's push this out to your friends on Twitter, on YouTube. What it have be. It is what it is. Hopefully, David can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. Cool. Yeah, calm. Big up David, man. Obviously, you can see race top fives in the background because that's what we're talking about today. And David's a perfect to have on the show. Big up David, because he can give me good insight and a rational opinion. And basically, the point of view was on Mo's show, obviously, Judge Mo, we do content with him, work with him. He was having a debate on his Rational League show about whether Maresca's good enough for the job or not, whether this one game, the impact of this game has on the objectives and how you see the season. And they essentially were having a debate on whether Chelsea should be judged solely just on making top five, or do you look at the objective start of the season and give a bit of a bly? How do you see that in particular? So does this one game for the fans change their perspective? I know your opinion, but do you think the fans should go, yeah, we made it, keep him, or we didn't make it, sack him was the wrong risk? What do you think?
I think if your opinion is that volatile, I think you should just want him sacked anyway. because I don't think one game should ever be enough to change your opinion of a manager.
100%, yeah.
If we lose, like if we had lost 6 games in a row, and then the 7th game you're like, okay, now I want him sacked. That's a bit different because it's like, oh, you're thinking the form's going to kick up and it hasn't. That's different. But if you look at our actual like run, ever since if you take out the the middle bad games, we're actually on quite a good run right now. We've got 4 wins in the last 5. So, I mean, I personally am like of the same opinion of regardless of what happens in this last game, I'm not Maresca out. I think he's actually done a very good job. Thought he's actually improved the team massively and just needs a couple of signings to actually kick us up to the next level. So I wouldn't get rid of him just yet. That's my opinion. But it wouldn't surprise me if there are people who are, if we lose that last game, the immediate reaction is going to be like, get him out, he's bad. So it wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I think for this season, I have a strong faith they won't sack him. Because the briefings a few weeks ago, you saw it, right? They said, we're not going to sack him regardless, we're too strong. They were like very vehement, no, he's going to stay regardless. With Poch, that never happened. What they said was a very cliche, vague, we'll support the manager, we'll see what happens sort of thing. Whereas this one, they've said, no, 2026, we'll see. Obviously, we dropped off and lost against Man U. They lost to the final, lost against Forest 4-0. Then they might change that. But that was never going to happen. Obviously, we beat those teams, so it was okay. But yeah, your facts. You can't base it off one game, David, and go, oh, we won the game. Let me sway my opinion. In my opinion, the people who won them out, I think, are a bit misguided, to put it politely, because I don't think it's been purely in the manager while we had a drop off between January and was it April? Basically mid-April. I don't think that's all on the manager. I genuinely believe it is a combination of the manager, the injuries, the players' mentality, and I just think we lost momentum at the wrong time. And momentum works both ways, right? So when you lose players and you draw against Everton away, a game where you need to go to the top, the media pressure, it all got too much for the team. The manager, the players, coupled that with the injuries, I think that's why we saw a drop in form. What do you think that form was down to, if you had to pinpoint? Or do you agree with me where it's like multi-reason?
I think a lot of people have never played a professional sport in their life. That's what I think is happened. In terms of, as I said, I didn't think growth was ever going to be linear. I didn't expect Chelsea to, because we won 3 in the last 5, that means we're now going to keep that form for the whole season. I never expected that.
100%. Yeah.
I expected there to be, again, it's kind of like what you do and what your opponents do. What we did was we played the system, then obviously like not having 2 strikers, then missing on like a fit right back and this and the other. And that means you've got to change different things. So you're learning a new system and sometimes you don't have all the parts for the system to work. But then on top of that, when we started the season, teams didn't know how we were going to play. And kind of as the season goes on, you can see teams adjusting to what you do. And then you see Maresca then trying to figure out how do I combat that? So there's 2 things that are going on at the same time. You're learning a new system and other teams are figuring out your system. So I was never going to expect linear growth in the team. I always thought there'd be a growth and then a bit of a step back and then a growth again and a bit of a step back. And then eventually you'll see it level out to the point where either it's good enough or it's not. But if you're one of those fans that is like, oh, I want him gone, you'd also probably would have been in the same position. If you were a PSG fan, you would have wanted Luis Enrique gone last year. And then this year they're now in a Champions League final. This is like, but their growth wasn't linear. Growth was, they kind of started off all right. And then at the start of this season, they weren't great. And then it all just kind of clicked. And then now you're seeing it carry on in the way that you think it probably will.
And look who they signed as well. They signed Doué.
And this is my point. You signed
Coca-Cola. Obviously, they gave him a chance. And KK.
Yeah, you signed the right people, put them in the right positions. And then suddenly your system gets better. That's the way it is. There's how good your system is and how good the players are in your system. And I think if you look at Chelsea's system right now, I think it is a very good system. We can see less chances on goal. The creation from last year has gone down. But I think that's partly because we're not playing as much gung-ho football as we were. compared to last year. But I think with better people in certain roles, we wouldn't have been in this situation anyway. But that's part of the growing of like the club in general, because obviously the club
Yeah,
had to
that's
go.
not the manager. Yeah, that's not on
That's
the
not
manager.
on the manager. Like
Because
again,
everyone
as
knows
I've
he
said,
doesn't make any signings. Like,
do you know how many? Do you know how
everyone
like again? If you look at the Man United game, Maresca can't control Madueke missing that chance, and in
2-0
and,
the game's over.
and yeah, and in another game, that's the difference between getting 3 points and getting no points, and that
100%.
happened. And in the in that middle period, there were times when it was like it happened quite a few times when you were thinking, oh, we should be 2-3-0 up now, and then now we're
There was
now
only
we're
a
losing.
few games where, if you remember the Brighton games, they were the kind of games back to back where I was like, yeah, that's more than a manager, because we didn't really create a lot of chances at all in those games. You know, you remember that?
There have of course been games
Those were
where you thought,
anomalies because those games we just didn't do anything.
I
Tactics.
don't think an honest Chelsea fan can look back at our season and not think, oh, we had a chance to win that game.
Yeah,
And that's the way I'm looking at it. How many times this season did I think, oh, Chelsea could have won this game and we just fell short? They're like Liverpool away, we could have won. Man City away, we could have won. But
even then, if you don't win, better teams get a draw at least.
Yeah, exactly.
A more competent team gets a draw.
Even Ipswich at home. It's
minimum. Again.
Even when we went 2-0 down, we still could have won that game. And even still, when we went 2-0 down, because I think the players believe in what's currently going on at the club, they didn't give up. And that's one thing I've noticed. This Chelsea don't just give it up straight away.
Yeah,
when last year it was like we go 1-0 down and it was like, oh, game's over. This Chelsea team is a little bit different where they're like, no, we'll still fight. They may not, again, they don't come out with it all the time. But I when I'm watching this Chelsea team, I think they care more about what they're currently doing than
you're not saying the mentality is fixed.
No.
Like, you could argue that Arsenal's mentality is near enough got there. Just need to get over the line. Which Chelsea isn't there yet, but it's definitely improved from last year. Because how many times last year, for example, the Wolves game where you concede 1 or 2, you know the game's done. Brentford, poor records. You know, this season we beat Brentford and drew against them. So we've improved in certain areas. I don't think we've regressed anywhere. Is there an area we've regressed?
I don't think. Maybe again, I'd say probably the amount of chances we created, but I'd argue that's because of the style of football we play, not because we're less creative side.
Yeah, it's true, because we hold more possession, so we have to create our own openings. If that makes sense, it's more transitional football. It's easier to create those opportunities. If that makes sense, and we have a lot of players that thrive in those kind of systems, which again isn't on the manager. He doesn't sign Noni. He wasn't here when he was bought, for example. And even so, Noni has limitations, but still creates chances and can finish chances. Just hasn't got the quality to execute the final move or to make that final decision. Which is why use PSG. They signed the KK to play in their left wing position to add that final product. And lo and behold, David, it's clicked. People say use the same phrase.
Yeah,
it's not just it clicked. It's they also spent 60 million on a quality player, which helped it click. So the point is, it's only so far a manager can take a team. I'm not saying Maresca's taking our team to 9 out of 10 and we need to get to 10. I'm just saying he's done, in my opinion, a good job. I still think the players let him down in some aspects. Doesn't mean he's a deductible blame, but in my opinion, that middle patch, for example, I'm not just looking at him. I think we're quite lazy to go, which a lot of people are doing. Yeah, Maresca, it happened at Leicester. It's happened again. Yeah, it's just him. I think that's a bit lazy.
I think it's very lazy. And also, I don't think, not one person watched that Leicester team. 2, no one actually knows what happened at Leicester.
That's what I'm calling it lazy. Because it's just what's the result.
So everyone who's just like, well, you look back, and last year they did this, and then this year this happened. Therefore, this has to be true. I don't think that's true, mate. But you kind of just kind of let people run with their agendas. Because again, I believe that we are going to win this game, like the last game. And if we win that last game,
it's a good segue.
No, I know, because I believe, I've said it all season.
He even said it as well, Jay. He said it right as you said it as well. Do or die this Sunday. Talk to it, David.
I believe we're going to win this Sunday. And if we do win this Sunday, the amount of people that are going to have to change everything that they've said. Same people put us in title races, then same people said, oh, there's no chance you can make top 5. So now they're going to have to change it again and then go, well, they made the top 5 now. And the thing is, they're going to be like, they made the top 5. This is what we all said they should do. That's what's going to happen.
This is where the originalism stinks. The start of the season, because we've been in content before the season started, everybody barring a minimal few were saying Chelsea won't make top 4 at the time. A lot of people didn't have Chelsea in top 4. That was a general consensus. It was Chelsea would finish. What was everyone saying? 5th to 7th. A lot of people saying Europa League or Conference League. No one was saying top 4. Only a few people. Then the season started. It went from that to Chelsea must compete for the league. They must compete for the league. And then when we dropped off, it was Chelsea are going to miss out on top 4. And now we're going to make it, apparently. And it's going to be, I expect them to be there. So
my question, obviously, and the thing is, and what's mad about it is that obviously we've got to wait for the City result. If we finish third, then what happens? Because now the league table saying we're the 3rd best team in the league. Does that then change people? So what I'm saying is that right now we can finish anywhere between 3rd and 7th. If we finish 5th and we make the Champions League, people are like, they scraped in. But if we finish 3rd, are people then going to say, they were actually the 3rd best team over the whole season? If we finish 4th, are people going to be like, they even if it was a normal season, they would have made it anyway, and this, that, and the other. I wonder how much the actual finishing position dictates what people are going to say.
If we're being objective, I think it will change a lot. I think if Chelsea were to finish 3rd, I think from rivals, there'll be a huge expectation that Chelsea sign the Oshermans and they would expect us to be in the title race next year. I think that's what would happen. I think you could agree with that. I think if Chelsea get 3rd place and beat Forest, no matter how, because David, let's not get it right. If we did beat Forest away, regardless of where in the season, that's a big result because they've had a really good season. So that, with making 3rd place, with how we haven't had Jackson, with a lack of striker, I think people would now be saying, if Chelsea get the Petrovic back, team of the season for Strasbourg, by the way, guys, in France, player of the season. If Chelsea get the striker, Osimhen or something, I think the narrative would be for most Chelsea fans and most rivals would be, you must compete for the league. I think that's what would happen, David, in my opinion.
I think that would happen as well. I would, again, and I would still disagree. I would disagree, but
I wouldn't disagree with that though. But go on, you could say why not.
It's a personal thing. Me personally, I just
personal. David's too smart for this. Today, David, you got to be very objective. Why would you? So obviously your opinion can still stand, but rationalize it for us.
My point is that
that's not fair.
I think our squad, bear in mind it's the youngest squad in the Premier League. I don't think there's enough experience in there. And when I say experience, I don't mean, he's 35. No, I mean like, how experienced is this team in winning those kind of matches and winning, going on 10, 11 game win streaks? How experienced is this team in terms of like beating Liverpool, beating Man City when they're not like over the hill? Do you know what I mean? My point is that I don't think the squad's got that just yet. I think they need another year of competing, but probably not winning the league in order for me to then be like, actually, now they're ready. Because Tosin Adarabioyo is our most experienced player in the squad, but he's got no top flight winning experience. Yeah. So like, I wouldn't say he's any more experienced than Cole Palmer is. But I'd argue Cole Palmer's probably even more experienced than he is, and Cole Palmer's 22, 23. Can't remember how old he is.
He's experienced higher heights.
Yeah, he's younger than Tosin. Yeah, Cole Palmer's more experienced at the big level.
Tosin as well.
Yeah, so either we're going to need to sign more big name experienced players, or we're just going to have to wait. But honestly, it depends on the kind of summer we have, because I could see if in a let's say we sign 4 or 5 a really experienced centre back, a really experienced midfielder, a really experienced left winger, and a striker. Then my opinion would change, because then it's like, we're actually changing in terms of not the approach, but we're changing the way that we're actually going for it in terms of signing more experience to then further the level. If we sign more young players, my opinion's not going to change. So
100%. So you're basing it off, which is very fair and objective, what the club does. You're not basing off what you
because
want.
to me, it's quite
I get
obvious
you.
to tell what the club's wanting you, what they're expecting. If we keep signing youngsters, the club's not saying, "Oh, we're winning next year." You don't sign youngsters to win now. You sign youngsters to win in future.
100%.
But if we sign win,
go on,
if we sign win now players, then win now expectations.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a conflicting argument between, like we spoke about in the last show, which was, are we failing or succeeding? What do you want tomorrow, basically?
Yeah.
So you're basically saying, which is very objective, whatever the club does, I'm going to see that and assess my judgment on the team based off what I'm seeing them do. You're not going to, for example, we're in a race and I'm training David because he likes Formula One and whatever. I'm going to go to Formula One race with the newest Ford Fiesta and expect David now to win the race against top McLaren Formula One cars. So, like, it's just how you view it, right? But I think that's fair. But the problem is, David, we're saying this, but a lot of Chelsea fans are still in Roman-esque period.
Yeah,
still in
this is the thing. I
understand, by the way, being rational, I understand that POV, which is the club still is here. No matter how you want to change your structural dynamic, it still needs to be here, which I understand. But then what David said, what I'm saying is, unfortunately, it's not Roman or it's not that kind of owner. So you've got to make out what you can. But
yeah,
go on, David.
No, I don't think.
Hey, sorry, everyone in the chat. Both of you in here now, by the way. So like the video. David's here as well, spending his time with me during the midday. Leave your comments as well. Be up Garrick in the chat as well, my guy as well. Be up Ches. Be up Jay as well for his comments. Be up Pierre. I'll put your comments on the screen when David's speaking, and we'll get to answer questions as well.
You could, no. In my opinion, it only makes sense for you to be a win now fan if the club is doing win now things. And I don't think we are doing win now things currently. Doesn't mean we'll never do it, but I just mean as of right now, we're not doing win now things. That's literally it.
Yeah, and obviously your opinion would change based on what you see in transfer window. So, for example, but actually, no, this isn't true because last time I spoke to you, I said if we get Osimhen and Petrovic back, you said we still wouldn't be challenging for the league.
You said Osimhen and Petrovic isn't enough on its own. We're going to need like 5 guys.
No, David, man. I might disagree. I mean, we might have a little bit of disagreement there. We agree on a lot, but I might disagree with you there. So I'll tell you why.
That's fine.
Because do you not believe that having a better goalkeeper would be a small margin, which have a bigger impact on the team?
I agree. I agree.
Like 7 more chances could be a small margin, could have a big impact on 6 points.
No, I agree, but that again, I'm thinking of what our other teams going to do as well. Liverpool still got Van Dijk, Salah, Alisson, them man. So if we were in a situation 3 games to go, we're drawn on points, and I've got Petrovic, Osimhen, Cole Palmer, and this current squad, and then I've got Salah, Van Dijk, and Alisson. If I'm a betting man, I'm taking the Liverpool team simply because they've done it before and they know what to do. Whereas this Chelsea team, they just haven't done it. And yet Osimhen's done it. Osimhen's done it once in Serie A, but he's not done it enough times for me to be like, oh, his experience trumps the other guys. We're gonna need more leaders than we currently have.
Yeah, of course. I agree with that, but it's more a case of at one point Liverpool had to get over the line themselves. And Van Dijk. But so what you're referring to isn't just experience, it's also quality. Because in my opinion, this was another talking point quickly, quality can mask a certain level of experience and mentality. Because my player might be better than yours, even though your player might have more experience in a certain competition. So Esteval, this never will happen. Esteval might come in and become Alexis Sanchez like Barcelona and be that right winger for us we need. You add an Osimhen now, and because our quality is so good, we can outscore teams. Despite the fact Liverpool might be able to get through games with a better centre-back than we do. So, at what point did Liverpool win the league, right, or the Champions League? Just had to get over the line. Alisson wasn't a prolific winner. Van Dijk wasn't a prolific winner. Nor Salah. Nor Sadio Mane. But the quality is what got them over the line. The argument you can use, Dave, is the manager. That's where the manager comes in, because he's won before at Dortmund and at Mainz. Mainz?
He didn't
win at Mainz?
He didn't win.
But he overachieved or something.
He overachieved. Yeah, he overachieved.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, Maresca doesn't have Maresca doesn't have that
Yeah,
experience.
that's where the manager comes in. That's a small
Yeah.
margin. The manager's a very small margin.
Yeah.
You know, because look, last year, Klopp with the same team. You see, so
Yeah.
that's a different debate, right? But in terms of the quality of the players, that's why I disagree a little bit. If we had Osimhen and Petrovic, you make a good point relative to where you are, because if everyone else improves and we improve, we're still behind them. So
Yeah.
obviously, I'm just saying for this season, if we had Osimhen who were linked to the last game of the season does look very different.
I would,
Even
yeah, exactly. I would like to, if it was me, I'd like to be in a position where next season, if Arsenal have a similar season to what they had, if like the big boys aren't there, I'd like us to be that team that takes advantage of it. Do you know what I mean? So if Man City and Liverpool just go back to being what they were seasons before, getting 95, 96 points, I'm not expecting my squad to get 95, 96 points. However, if I can win the league with 80 points, I'd expect Chelsea to be in and around that kind of area. So again, it's fully
of course. Yeah, 100%. We're not. What we're saying is like we're saying we could have done better in the league this season, but next season Liverpool might go back to 2 years ago, get 90 plus points. We're nowhere near. So this conversation changes. We're basically of this season, obviously, because obviously it's very close. Liverpool going to win the league. They've dropped off because they've won it like 2-3 weeks ago. But Arsenal, who are second place, are only like I think 6 points in front of us.
Yeah.
So it's like, and we've not had a good season either. So as much as they've had a poor season,
this is my point. Like currently, overall, we've got 66. God willing, by Sunday we've got 69. Lol. If we get 69, I'd say, but hopefully next season we can get 80, 85 points.
Wait. That's crazy jump. What the hell?
If we sign like the Osimhen's and those.
Oh yeah. But even then, I'm like, rah. That's a big jump though. 15 points.
Well, bro, we dropped points against. Like, think about it. 4 points to Ipswich. Like, we've got to start with better players, we should beat bigger teams, and then we've just got to maintain the results.
But I can't bother to go through it because we haven't got a long show today. But even the bad run we had, it wasn't against scrubs. The Ipswich one was where it started, right? Cool. But then we had the Man City loss, the Fulham loss. But other than that, it was just draws. It weren't like
we drew with Everton, lost to Fulham.
Yeah, you
lost
put
to
it in front of me. Tell me, yeah.
Drew with Palace, drew with Bournemouth, lost to City, lost to Brighton, lost to Villa.
I'm trying to think. In my head, I'm doing the math. We had Osimhen and Petrovic. We don't draw the Villa game. We don't lose the Villa game, 100%. That Villa game was winnable. The City game, we probably get a draw. The Fulham game, we don't lose. You know what? I hear it. I do hear it. I'm thinking about the games today. I was thinking about the games.
I think the system is there, and I think we only get better in the system. The only thing that I haven't accounted for is how the squad's going to react having to play Champions League midweek. Because obviously this season we've been able to like rotate basically the whole squad.
Yeah.
If our squad's not good enough to handle the Champions League and league thing, then obviously that will then reduce the amount of points. But again, I haven't.
That's a good point.
I've not properly thought it all through.
Yeah.
But if I could put like, I'm saying if we were to progress to 80 points, I think we'd had a good season. Because
100%.
Because with 80 as well, you're guaranteed Champions League, like comfortably in the Champions League, and you're probably saying, oh, we probably in a couple matches, if we had done better, we could have won the league instead of. But I still think with 80 points, you've challenged.
Can you check for me Arsenal's 22-23 season? What points they were on?
What at the end of the season?
Yeah, when they ended. Yeah.
When they finished the season, it was
second for the first time. Their first title challenge after fifth.
Their first title challenge. Hold on, give me a second. 22,
because this is very interesting.
22-23, they finished with 8-4.
Bruh. And how much did the winners win? How much did City win?
89.
Raw.
If you're getting 80,
they raised the bar quite a bit, you know. Shoot.
If you're getting 80 to like 80 plus points, you're
you're in the title race. You're probably in the title race.
So chances are you're probably pretty close, unless of course you end up in a year where people are getting 91s and whatever.
But that's relative again, because they were before that point, they were still competing at a roadhead and they were pushing each other that much. They needed to get to that point.
Yeah.
Where it's like, so people don't have the context of David. They just go, some teams get 90 points. That's not the norm. Like 2 teams getting like 95 points what was it? Like 95 or some rubbish like that. This was a crazy number. Let's give some of these comments. Bit everyone in the chat, by the way. Really appreciate that. My boy Garrett said, I'm afraid if we sign Osterman, he'll be just like that's a bit mad. Lukaku, plus he may still even need that first season to settle in. I doubt anyone here follows Turkish football like that. David has alluded to this, by the way, in regards to Gyökeres as well being a bit overrated. So this notion that Osterman and Gyökeres coming in will flop isn't just a one-off thing. People actually do believe that will happen, which is kind of mad. We've got Robert Sanchez in goal. Even the basic keeper is a massive improvement. Do you know what's so funny about this comment? Sanchez hasn't been an issue for the last few months. I'm going to be honest.
He's actually done
he's
quite,
not really been.
He's done quite well.
I can't remember the last time I was like, "Oh, Sanchez, that's on you."
Oh,
I don't.
No,
it was a game before Villa. It was a game before Villa.
He's made mistakes. We've just not conceded goals. We just haven't conceded goals, but he has made mistakes. He's been better, but not enough for me to be like, yeah, you can be our goalkeeper. Nah, bro, he's got to go.
No, I'm not saying he should stay, but I'm saying I haven't really thought about him the last few weeks, which is a good thing. I haven't looked at him and gone like, yeah, he's the reason why I'm scared in this game. Not really.
The only thing is, I've literally just checked. If you go on FB Ref and you type in like a player, they always provide you with like his closest comparison. And Petrovic's closest comparison is Robert Sanchez. It's Robert. Petrovic's closest comparison apparently is Robert
this
Sanchez.
Season overall.
Yeah.
What? But is that coincidence or is that like
I don't know. But number two
that can't be coincidence. That's got to be
number two is David Raya though. So like, this is what I mean. Like, it's just interesting. It's funny.
What they all have in common? They don't have a common because they all play the same. Petrovic is probably the best like shot stopper.
I don't know how they compared it, but that's what it with. But it's interesting. But Alice, like Alisson's in that list. Alisson's like 5. Emi Martinez is 6.
Clean sheets.
No, it's like their actual goalkeeping stats.
Oh right, that's a mad coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's a very big coincidence. Haas says he doesn't play like Lukaku's faster and presses more, and he's the best 9 in the air. Do people not see how much we cross with only Cucurella attacking the ball? That's a good point. That is a good point. He would thrive a lot of crosses because even Neto, we spoke about it last time. Neto loves a cross. James, all our wingers love to cross, and there's no one in the box. Jackson is. He just can't read the game, David.
That's why. Out of the 2 victors, I prefer Osimhen because I feel like
same.
No matter where you are, you can head the ball. I'd say that, but like I'd say no matter where you are, I can strike the ball. But heading is like an ability that I think is hard to like. You either got it, you don't.
It's hard to defend against,
and it is hard to defend. If someone's got good movement, they get in the right area, then you're almost powerless to like what they.
Especially with Chelsea, because with Chelsea and Osimhen, we can throw it around because we're a very technical team. But if we wanted to, we could throw the ball in. So we have the option to do the through balls, tiki taka like we like to do with Sancho and Palmer if Sancho's still here, or we could just fling it in. You know for a fact, Osimhen might get it, and the rebound might go to Enzo. He's got a tap in. You see?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one, man. How long we been now for? 35. I'll message you in the private chat, David, so look out for it. But yeah, quickly, guys in the chat, get your questions in for me and David. One more question for David, which is going to be, how confident are you about Sunday?
100%.
Deadline day, finale, final day.
I've got no,
D-Day.
I've got no worries, bro. I've got no worries. I've said all season we're finishing fifth, and I believe by the end of Sunday we will be in fifth position, at least,
Fifth.
at a minimum. At a minimum, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, we're going to finish fourth or third," because I don't know what the other teams are going to do. But all I know is that if we win, the lowest we can finish is fifth. So I'm going to say we're going to finish fifth. If by hook or by crook we draw and the other teams
I'd love
flop,
to know why
I
you're so
don't really
confident, Dave, man. Let us know. Let us know why you're so confident, please.
because
Where's like
so
guys context? I'll give the guys context because last game, Dave was added to our Chelsea chat, and I'm very like I always pick my team to lose because I hate jinxing it. Like shout out Terry, footballing. I don't believe in all that rubbish, but it's sort of like that. I just get a negative feeling about Chelsea play a game. We're going to go badly. Whereas David was very calm. He was like, "Cheers, we're gonna get a goal. It's cool," and we scored and we won. So I was like, maybe I should be a bit more chill. So now I'm listening to you. Why are you so confident about Sunday? Like, give us like a breakdown of why,
right,
not just that
the
feeling,
whole season. The whole season, I've said, no matter how good, no matter how bad, we're finishing fifth. So I believe I'm going to stick by that, and I'm going to say we're going to finish fifth. Now, I think personally we play better football than them, and I think our biggest worry of defensively making like loads of errors that seems to have like it's not gone away, but it's reduced a lot more in the past like 8 games. So I'm going to go with the fact that I don't think we're going to make a really bad defensive clanger that's going to put us in like on the back foot. And then I believe, can we get 2 goals? Because I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I will say that. I think Chris Wood or an Alanga, if he's fit, then they've got something for us.
He came off the bench against West Ham. I was hate watching. He came off the bench against West Ham. By the way, they got their first team back. Murillo's back. Milenkovic is back. Sells is in. Wood's in. Alanga's in. Gibbs White is in. They got the whole team, bro.
Yeah, cool. That's cool.
But Anderson.
That's cool, but I'm just not worried, and I just don't have this worry that I think everyone else does. Because again, when we were watching the United game, everyone in the chat was like, "Oh, we're playing so badly, this, that, and the other," and I'm just like, "Nah, we're fine. We're fine. We're gonna score a goal. We're gonna put Lavia on, and then the game's gonna be done." And lo and behold, it happened. I was just like, "Yeah, that's life." I'm just not worried. I don't think Forest are a better footballing team than we are. And I don't think Forest are going to beat us.
So you're saying another 2 mentality, we're just better than them. 11 for 11.
Yeah, I think bottom line.
My issue is the reason why a lot of people doubt David, to keep it frank, is because of the mentality. Is because yes, we've got the players on paper, but Chelsea for some reason in big moments just don't step up. Like
that's
the main worry.
The only worry I'd say I've got, I don't really have the worry, is that it's away at their ground and they know that they need to win. And they need a result to go their way.
Oh, and David, how about this? Chelsea's got 1 away win in 2025.
Cool. That's cool. That means, do you know what that means? We're 1 game closer to getting our 2nd win in 2025.
And it happens to be 1 game left.
And there happens to be
there's no. Yeah.
So either we're gonna do it or we're not. But like I'm like
exactly. So what does that even mean? Like
no, I'm just every game that you play, you're 1 game closer to achieving that thing. So I'm just saying that it would be nice if that 2nd win could come now. But I'm just not overly worried about it. I don't know why. Honest, there's not much more than I think we're better than them. I think our midfields. I think the main thing is our midfield is one of the strongest in the league, and I think we're going to go to that game. And for the first probably half an hour, not much is going to happen because we're going to try and kill the game and keep their crowd out of the game as much as we can, and then we're going to score, and hopefully we score first, and then kind of kill the game off. That's what I hope. I hope we get a goal or 2, and then that's it.
I think a lot of fear for people, David, as well, is that that they're annoyed that it's come down to this game. That's why a lot of people are fearful because there's a lot riding on the game. I think that's why a lot of people they're projecting their like anger and frustration that the fact we've had to leave it, so that there's so much pressure on this game that they can't see anything but a win. That's why they're so worried because it's come down to this game, and it shouldn't have. And we could agree if we just beat Ipswich. I know it's if buts and maybes. If we just beat Ipswich, we'll be in this position. If we just got a draw the other day against Newcastle, we wouldn't be in this position. But unfortunately, because of circumstances and decisions, we are. So let's see what City do against Bournemouth. This is what I was going to say to David. David, my thing is, I actually think we're going to draw, but I think City or Villa will mess up.
No. My point is, my thing is that by the end of Sunday, we'll be in 5th position. How we do it,
that's what I'm saying.
I actually don't care how we do it, but we'll be in 5th by the end of the day.
For context, guys, for Chelsea to get 5th and not win, we would need City to draw 2 games. No. We need City to
lose. We need City to lose.
Draw last year. We need City to lose 1.
Yeah.
And draw 1. We need Villa to drop points, draw or loss against United. And what else do we need? Newcastle to lose at home, 2-0. Then we got a chance.
It can happen.
One of those 3 happen, David, and we're in with a draw. All we need is 1. So we have 4 scenarios. Chelsea win, or we draw, and the other 3 scenarios happen. There's 4 ways we can get.
Or we lose, and Man City lose both of their last 2 games, and Villa lose their last game as well.
Yeah, true. But imagine like Man City lost back to back, and they're like,
if everybody loses, we finish 4th.
Yeah, we do it, and then to be fair, even then, I'd be shameless. I wouldn't even care. I'm like, yes, that's your problem. It is what it is, isn't it? Let's see what City do against Bournemouth. Villa have a dreadful record at Old Trafford, but like David said, word to David, you're always 1 game closer to rectifying records.
That's what I'm saying.
Same energy.
So I'm just
even
saying,
though a poor record.
I don't think you can look at that record and be like, yeah, United are gonna hold that one. I don't think we can do that.
Nah, legit. And then here's the thing, yeah. This is gonna ask you 2 questions before we end off. Everyone smack that like button. A lot of you in there, nearly 40 people in there. Hit the like button for me, yeah. And also, David, I said before I wanted Forest to win, so they needed something the last game of the season, and I wanted United to win the Europa League to have like a mini parade at Old Trafford on Sunday. Do you agree with both of those? Like, is it a good thing Forest can get Champions League on the last game of the season? So it's basically a fight. Or is it a bad thing? And is it a good thing if United win the Europa League? Or does it benefit us if they don't win the Europa League against Villa? Like, what do you think? I know there's a lot going on, but what do you think? I think David's lagged out. Hey, chat. Put your questions in, man. David lagged out, bro. That's too. I'm looking at David's face and he's just like, what? Hey, he'll be back. Plus, you've got to end off anyway soon, man. Or is it me, chat? Is it me? Am I the problem? Chat, let me know if you can hear me. Let me listen to myself. I need to know, chat. Have I bugged out? Or is it David who's bugged out? It's David. Hey, chat, let me know, yeah? Is it beneficial for Chelsea? David throws. Yeah, let's wait for David to come back, man. I want to hear his opinion. Hey, you lot in the chat, let me know. Is it better that United win the Europa League or do not win the Europa League? Let me know now. Is it better if United win the Europa League or not? That's what I want to know. Let me know in the chat right now, man. I wanted to get David's opinion because we're meant to end off at 25 past. And now he's not even here. But anyway, answer the question, chat. Does it benefit Chelsea? Yes or no? United win, keep Spurs in the mud. But Solomon, does it benefit Chelsea? That's the question, bro. Man, you have to win the last game of the season, especially if they lose the final. I hear it. Lose the atmosphere on Sunday would be pressure to perform versus Villa. You think so? It's a match versus Old Trafford. Yeah, it's at Old Trafford, bro. It's at Old Trafford. That's the thing. It's not even at Villa Park. It's at Old Trafford. So United can actually get a draw or win, and it would benefit Chelsea. Man U, so the pressure's on them in front of their fans. That's a good point. I want Spurs to win 3 cups of London, and none of them are from Arsenal. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, if they beat Spurs, they won't bother us. They won't bother versus Villa. Ha. So we've got different opinions here, but I want everyone else to answer. There's 30 plus people in this chat. I want a few more responses. Does United winning Europa help Chelsea? That's what I want to know from you lot. What do you think? In my opinion, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Because in one mind, I'm like, I want United to win. So the Europa League, to the final game of the season is like a parade. But then on one hand, I'm like, if they win, they're going to be turning up all like this. Whoa, I'm so like waved. And listen, that's not good. That is not a good thing. We need United to turn up for the Chelsea and to do us a massive favor because let's be real, is peak. Like Gaga Goo Goo, realistically, it doesn't help them. Remember when we played Liverpool? Facts, guys. That's what I'm saying. These teams don't care if they win the final. They don't care about Sunday. They're already 17th. They got nothing to play for. If they lose, they've got nothing to play for. But losing back to back stinks. That's what I would say. It does stink. We are beating Forest. Either way, doesn't matter. Hey, I'm going to give David 2 minutes to get him back here. Else, I'm out of here, man. What does everyone think, man? Who thinks we're beating Forest? Let me get a poll in the chat. Very, very, very simple question. Who wins? Ready? Forest or Chelsea? Question mark. Yeah? Everyone in the chat, get your answers in now. Let me know in the chat who wins this Sunday, Super Sunday, D-Day, finale, final game of the season. You know the vibes. Who's winning this game? Who's getting top 5? Who's going to make it? Who's going to flop? Who's going to flip flop and go, oh, Chelsea should be in UCL. We're going to make it now. Shut your mouth. Who's making it, chat? Again, I repeat, one away win in 2025. Wake up the news. He's telling me Chelsea are finite. Peak. A draw, the mighty Chelsea. Forest win all day. Are you a Forest fan by any chance? Are you a Forest fan by any chance? Nehemiah, we'll lose to Forest if Enzo starts or George were in trouble. Back. I hear it. More pressure on Forest. If Chelsea don't describe. What do you mean, Kieran, bro? Oh, there's more pressure for us. If Chelsea they don't deserve it. I hear it. He is a Forest fan. See? He's negative. Get him out of here, man. Deserve. Yeah, I heard you. Forest picked up 5 points at home since Jan, and their form is terrible last 6 games. But to be fair, Solomon, they did go to West Ham and win away, though. Just saying. Just saying. They did go to Forest. Sorry, Forest went to West Ham, and they did win away. So let's not lie here. They can't do it. Because they definitely can. Common Joe say, be like Don. I hope Spurs beat United. Can't have United in the Champions League. They need pain. Facts. Wait, more than Spurs? You want Spurs to win Europa League, yeah? Major side eye. Home form, 2 losses in 10. Bamba! Is actually. Come on, Chelsea. You're forgetting Charity FC. Great point. Chelsea and Charity FC. What? Do you want to make UCL, Forest? How about this? Forest, because Chelsea are Charity FC, what we'll do is we'll gift you a 2-0 win? Take it. That's what Chelsea are like. These bums. Some of these comments kill me. In Chez's eyes, doom and gloom will finish. No hope. Listen, Jem is on like a guys, you know in the chat, yeah? Jem was on like a retreat. You know, when you go to like Japan and like Cambodia and you go to the mountains and they're like, So Jem, I want you to have positive thoughts about Chelsea. That's Jem. He's like this. And he's sitting there with the candles and they're all lit and there's bare petals everywhere. And all you can see is mountains and clouds. That's Jem. He's there. And I'm on reality in London talking about Chelsea, meaning we're going to win on Sunday. Oh, hey, Bill Solomon for gifting the 5 memberships, man. Love for Solomon. Whoever got those memberships, yeah, large up yourself, man. Forest Ground will be bouncing. Fact, it's going to be a spooky settings. Bill Solomon for the memberships, man. So if you got memberships, be happy to Suleiman. And he's a member himself. Built Solomon every single time. But you look, yeah, that's where Jem is. He's on a thing. It's not it. W Solomon. You ain't what do you say? You ain't on reality. You just hey, I'm getting called out here. You're in reality, you're just flip-flopping. I said if we want you so we win. No, I agree with you, Jem. If we want you so we have to win. Your energy as we lose is negative. No, I don't want to be negative. I just like to live in reality. That's all it is. Odoi gets the first goal. See, I don't want to agree with this guy. I don't want to agree with him. But he might be spitting. But early celebrations. I hear it. What, Solomon? If Chelsea get top 5, are you going to give me a massive super chat? Is Solomon going to give me my first ever over £20 super chat? Can he do that for Ches Nene? That's the question. I think he can, bro. What did one of my guys say? Gaga said, live stream final day, yeah? AG, I want to link up with the man them. So if you're free and the man them are free, I want to link up with you lot on the final game of the season. We can watch it together. And if we don't get top 4, it's going to be peak. They're going to roast me. It's long. If we do, I got you. Come on, Solomon. Not just me. You got to show love to the people, them. Yeah? Listen. Just I protect yourself. I see you, Ches. Known you long enough. Listen, I've been hurt by Chelsea too many times. Last year, guys, I keep telling Jem this. Last big up J Show, also a member. Big up all the members in the chat. You man are top dons. And everybody here. CDF, Wake Up, Jem, Gaga, Kieran, Don, everyone in the chat who's been commenting. Really love it, man. My streams are starting to increase in numbers because of you lot smashing that like button and supporting the movement. So thank you to every single one of you doing that. You make my day every single day, man. That water is Leng. Big up J Show. But yeah, guys, who remembers this yet? I went to Bali. Chat, listen to this here. Listen to the story before I end of the stream. I went to Bali, yeah, last summer. I was so happy. I was in Ubud. I was enjoying my life. Bare mosquitoes. All of that, yeah. All these insects everywhere. I was like, I'm loving life. I was going out. I'm saying with the missus and that. Happy days, cool. Guess what? Osimhen was all over my Twitter. Osimhen to Chelsea. Osimhen to Chelsea. Here's one. What's his name? Richard Romano. Chelsea and Osimhen are close in details. Wake up. Chelsea didn't sign him. We signed Sancho instead. Oh, disappointed, bro. I was like, what is this? All I see is flipping. I see, what's his name? I see Sancho was signed and not Osimhen. And people are telling me I shouldn't be getting hurt. Of course I was hurt. Bro, we signed Sancho and not Osimhen. Of course I'm gonna be hurt, bro. It just makes no sense. It stinks. Not getting hurt to Chelsea in facts. But anyway, guys, I've got to go now, man. Love everyone here. Making sure that every single person is smash the like button, subscribe to the channel lately, top 5 race, live show tomorrow, live show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And like Gaga Gugu said, Garrett, my guy, hopefully Sunday could do a live stream. We'll see how it goes. Subscribe, man. Hit the like button as well. Every time I look at the analytics, the like needs to go up. So there's 40 people in here. I want to see 40 likes. Like on your way out. I'll see you tomorrow.